love, what's up? Welcome to Confidently Uncomfortable. I'm your host, J.Go, health and lifestyle coach and not-so-regal confidence queen. Coming at you with the real, the raw, and of course, the uncomfortable. My mission is to show you that to be confident, it has absolutely nothing to do with being perfect or having it all together, and everything to do with you getting uncomfortable and pushing your limits. Thanks for joining me. Let's dive in. I cannot wait for you to listen to this episode, especially if you are a mama. Christal Price is my guest today. She is a BCB alum, and she's sharing her story and experience with making her first big investment in herself. And whatever kind of investment you're looking into, whether it's BCB or just anything else you're doing to prioritize your goals, it can be really hard, especially as a mom, to feel like that's selfish, right? And she really talks about the guilt for investing in yourself as a mom and how it feels, and coming to the clarity of it's actually selfish to not invest in yourself for your family, for your relationship, everything. And so I love this episode with her, especially because it really shows you that once you're with me, you're stuck with me for life. She is a BCB alum back from 2019. So it's been it's been 3 years now since she graduated. And just to see the transformations that have come just from the foundation she built in BCB and beyond, it goes way beyond just weight loss. And we really talk about that. We talk about what she's doing now and how she's continued to invest in herself, whether that's time or priorities or anything going forward since BCB graduation. So I'm looking forward to you getting to know Christal. Be sure to follow her on Instagram as well as her YouTube channel. I'm super proud of her for putting herself out there and starting a YouTube channel, because I know sometimes it can be really hard to start something that you've never done before. So she talks about this first investment and how it's really impacted all future investments in herself as well as her life and her family's life. So enjoy listening to her. I know I absolutely enjoyed catching up with Christal, and I think you're going to love this one. So thanks for listening. Hey, Christal! Oh my gosh, it's so good to see your face. How are you doing?
You too. Good. How are you?
Good. You got that YouTube ring light on. Your skin's looking great.
It's my first time going live, so I'm learning how to do this.
You're doing great. No, I love it. I know. I'm excited to hear all the things you're doing because you've embarked on some pretty exciting things. So I'm not going to jump ahead, but I am excited you're here today. So thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. So y'all, Christal and me go way back. So we actually have been together since I was teaching boot camp. We were waking up at what time were we waking up, Christal?
I think the class started at 5:30. What did
it? Was early. It was 5 a.m. That was a 5 a.m.
Oh, it was 5?
I have not woken up before the sun in a long time. But yeah, so that was a long time ago. But now you went through Body Confident Blueprint. It was last spring, I think, last fall. It was over a year.
Yeah,
2019.
Yep.
Yeah, so before 2020. So I'd love for you to just share a little bit about your experience back then. And then I want to shift towards what you're doing now in your life, because I want to celebrate you, but I don't want to jump too far ahead. So go ahead and share.
Thank you. Well, I didn't really know exactly what to share, but I wrote just a couple things down that stood out to me about the program. One of the first things, I don't think I ever really admitted this to you. I think you already knew it. But part of the reason that I joined, it was 5, Kelsey. Part of the reason that I joined, it was a lot to lose weight. In my head, it was if I join this is going to help me lose weight. That's the end goal. That's what's going to get me where I need to be. But I left your program with so much more than that. It was so much more than that. I got a better relationship with myself. I got a better relationship with my husband and my son. I learned how to be intentional with myself and my time. I wrote some things down.
You're doing great.
Thank you. I just learned to give myself grace. This program is where I learned the grace that I've learned to give myself, because I sucked at that and I still struggle with it. But just you having us write down what our intentions are, and you having us take that first time in the morning to just talk about what we're grateful for and what our plans are for the day. I still do that a year and a half later. I still have stickies on my
Awesome.
mirror. Like, I just learned so much about myself. I learned so much
Mm,
from you. I learned it's okay if I eat a donut, like the world isn't going to end. I'm still okay.
yes.
It's just an awesome program that you go in one way and you come out a totally different way that I don't think anybody who goes through the program expects to. So it was awesome.
Oh, this is so awesome. Like you said, like the going into it and like going into it with one thing and coming out with it something completely different. And you did make some amazing accomplishments, within your health and fitness. But like you said, giving yourself grace, not being so hard on yourself through the process. I remember the donut win, by the way. That is like one of the biggest wins. It was talking through like how like a donut can be a win, like whether you say no to it or yes to
Yeah.
it, but it gets to be your choice. And so I've just seen you start to really like make those choices for yourself and decide like what do I want for my life. And that's something that you started to really ask, like, why do I want to lose weight? What are the things I want to achieve? And you've started to shift your goals in a way that are like supporting supporting your health, supporting everything, but even going beyond that with like your confidence as a strong female, your confidence as an amazing wife and an amazing mother. And then you've also done some amazing things since then that are really, I call it getting confidently uncomfortable, like putting yourself out there. So I want to hear a little bit more about like where this started with your journey and kind of where you're at now. So you went through the process of BCB, and then what happened after that?
So I just kind of started living. And last year also, when everybody's life get put on hold, it's like in your head, you're like, oh, when I can go back outside, I'm gonna do this. Or
Mm-hmm.
next year isn't promised. Anything could come up the following
So
year.
true.
So we're going through BCB. Oh, am I saying that right? I
Yeah,
feel
you
like
are,
I'm messed
girl.
up the way. With going through that, I have been wanting to start a YouTube for years. Like I still have footage from like years ago, and I had different things where I'm not the right weight and I'm not this and I'm not exactly where I want to be. And finally I was like, Christal, like you're awesome where you are. So just do it. um I'm just starting. I don't have a million followers, but my goal is not for that. My goal is to share what I learned with your program and just helping
Mm-hmm.
people feel like you're not alone, like you're awesome where you are. Start where you are. It's never a perfect time or a perfect place. Just invest in yourself and not give yourself a chance. And you
Yeah.
never know if you're gonna fly or fall, but you're doing it. So that's where
Oh, that's so inspiring. And the cool thing is like you said, you didn't wait until you felt like you were ready. You're getting some love right now. They're feeling that.
I'm.
It's so awesome. You're not having to wait until you're like a certain size or a certain thing, or even worrying about like the number of followers and everything. Like you're sharing your story, you're sharing your journey, and your videos are real cute. I love them. It's still, you guys can look up Christal Price. I already told them to follow you, but your
Thank
YouTube
you.
channel is so awesome and so inspiring. So, um, I want to hear a little bit more about like how you're showing up confidently in life, like what has helped you the most, like maybe the biggest takeaways. I know that it's not just BCB because it's you. Like you had this within you, like you said, you had this dream to start this YouTube. So in no way am I going to take that credit. That is all you. I'm so proud of you for doing that. But I want to hear more about like taking that step, because a lot of people, there's this fear of like, oh, I'm afraid to invest in myself, or I'm afraid to start something out of fear of judgment. Like I want to hear a little bit more about your story and what helped you finally take that leap for you.
Honestly, the first time that I did invest in myself, thank you, Alana. The first time that I
Mm-hmm.
did invest in myself was your program. I know
Yep.
me and you kind of went back and forth. I'm like, oh my God, this is I had no
Scary.
plans to do this. I'm not sure if I want to go in all the way. Like I'm not, And you were just like, I mean, you invest in everybody else, so why not
Yep.
invest in yourself? And when you said that, I was like, I mean, she's right. I'm
I
giving
love
to this person. I'm
you.
giving to that person. I'm doing this. I'm pouring in everybody's cup.
Doing a lot.
I'm like drained. Like, what am I doing for
Mm-hmm.
me? So
Mm-hmm.
starting my channel, it was more so like what do I have to lose? I'm wasting another year not doing something I want to do, or I'm just going to jump out there and see how this goes and see who I can touch and see who I can help. So
Yeah.
investing in yourself is doing just that. Just
Hmm.
jump. It's
Just
you
jump.
don't know where you're going to land, but you'll get where you're supposed to go, and you don't
Mm.
want to be a year later wishing you were where you could have started, and who knows where you could be a year later had you just done it. So that's
Mm.
where I am with that.
I'm like taking notes. Yeah, you already have like quotes that I'm like, I could quote Christal on all this. She said, "What do I have to lose?" And I think that's the biggest thing because so many of us are focused on like, well, what if like this goes wrong, or what if this person judges me, or what if I fail? And you're like, so what? So
Yeah.
what if you fall? At least you jumped and you took that leap. And that's something when I saw you starting a YouTube, girl, I got so excited. I was like, I like she's made for this because the impact you made, even on our small group of girls through BCB, like I knew that your journey was meant to be told. And taking that jump, we have some alumni on here too. Taking that jump is something that I've seen you do in a lot of different aspects of your life. I want to hear a little bit more about just kind of where you're at right now. So you're putting yourself out there with your YouTube channel. You mentioned that you had some great things happen with like your relationship with your husband, your relationship with your son. And so what were some like things that you really like you learned over that experience?
Well, I know one of the things that I took away from that was you had us write out our day. So from the time you wake up, like, how is your morning looking? How are you setting yourself up for your day? Are you just waking up and getting on your phone and then you're late to do everything else?
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to sound horrible. Not that I had to pin my husband in, but it made me think like, you know, like, are you being intentional in the time you're spending with him and my son?
Yep.
So
Yep.
before I was picking my son up and then we get home, we get dinner and we do homework and and I was not enjoying him. I was not living in
Mm.
that. So now it's like I pick him up. We go on our dates. We either go to Freedom Park or we go
I
get
love your dates
frozen
with
yogurt.
E. They're my favorite. Those have started in BCB. I'm so glad that they've continued.
We still do it. And even with my husband, like I have a calendar on our refrigerator
Mm-hmm.
and I have date night on
Yep.
different weeks. And at first he was like, I feel like you pinning me in. I'm like, well,
He
we're pinning each
secretly
other
though loves
in.
it.
Yeah. But it works because now we know that we don't need to make any plans. We don't need to agree to do anything with anybody else. Like this is the time for us. And
Yes.
that is huge and it's made a huge difference.
Oh, it seriously is. And I'm so glad. I mean, that was one of the things like I think a lot of women, especially mothers,
Yeah.
struggle when they're wanting, like, they're like, okay, I feel guilty investing
Yeah.
money in myself, or I feel like if I'm putting this time for my dreams or my goals, I'm not going to be able to put as much energy into my son, into my daughter. And so, how do you feel like, did you feel like you came in with that mindset? And then how do you feel
I
like you
did.
came out of it? Mm
Well, I thought about, okay, if I don't do this, I can get either this, and this.
hmm. Mm hmm.
But I'm giving him that, but okay, he has a new wardrobe or I signed him up for summer camp, but
Yep.
these dates are worth so much more than those
I'm getting chill.
and the things that I've learned from being intentional with my time and invested in myself. And I'm a better mom to him because I invested in me.
Yeah.
So I just, it's no guilt. It shouldn't be any guilt with doing for yourself.
Mm mm.
Moms, I know and dads too. We all
Yeah.
struggle. We struggle with, oh, if I do, it's selfish if I do this for me.
Mm,
No, what's selfish is not taking care of yourself, and then you not
yeah.
the partner or the parent that you need to be. So
Yeah.
it's okay to do that for yourself and then invest in yourself and be intentional with what you're doing
Mm.
to create a different space for you and your family.
Yeah, that's huge, Crystal. I'm so glad that you shared that because I know so many people listening to this that are like they feel that struggle, and it's so cool because you almost proved it to yourself with that first investment, with investing in BCB, and now you're investing in other things for yourself, and you know the ultimate goal is still valuing your family and your husband, and I think that that's amazing. So I'm so proud of where you're at now. It's so inspiring to be there. I always like to ask people this, especially alum, like what's something that you're excited about or that you're working towards that's maybe a little bit confidently uncomfortable. So it maybe is like a little bit scary to start, but that you're looking forward to. It could be something with a YouTube channel, anything else. I just want to hear it. I want you to speak it out now.
Just, I don't know, YouTube, because I'm just starting
Yes.
to.
Any fun video
So
ideas?
yeah, I am looking for those. So if you want to throw them out, or anybody wants to throw them out,
Yes.
just YouTube is huge because I don't get in front of a camera like this. Like
Yep.
I have never put myself out in that way. I may post videos of a workout or do
Mm-hmm.
this and do that, but like putting myself out there and sharing my story and showing the days that suck, that show other people you're not by yourself and having a sucky day,
Mm-hmm.
is kind of big. So that's my biggest thing
That's
right now.
huge. I
Yeah.
love it. I love seeing you show up and see you're already connecting with some people on here. Actually, they're saying like, what's selfish is you not taking care of yourself. And then the other thing one is saying with their partner is the guilt gets me. They feel like I'm losing out on time with them. And so, what's something you would say to someone that is feeling that they're like, I feel like I'm going to miss out on that time with that person if I invest this in myself, this money, this time in myself.
Thank you a minute. Yeah. I mean, so we met. Was it how often was it that we met?
We did once a week the group calls.
So I
Yeah.
understand you feeling like you're taking away from others, but putting an hour into yourself is, oh, you have
Yeah.
23 other hours of the day to give whatever you need to give to everyone else. But you
Exactly.
deserve that hour. I hate to say it, more than anybody else. It's okay to
It's
give
true.
that time. It's okay to, I think for everybody's sanity, you need to make that time for yourself. It's okay to make that investment in you, because you can't be the best you can't be the best for anybody else if you're not the best for you. So
Yes.
I understand, okay, if I do this and I can be doing this and I can be doing it, but that's with anything, all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
like being intentional with it, which is
Yes.
what you will learn with this.
Being intentional. That's a big word we talk about.
Yeah, just being intentional, it shows you how much time you have that we don't use in the way that we could be using it. I learned
Mm-hmm.
that, like me setting out my day, I'm like, I waste a lot of time on
Mm-hmm.
TikTok and Instagram or watching Grey's and everything,
Uh-huh. TikTok is bad.
But like having that time to, okay, I'm going to use this 30 minutes to write down what I'm grateful for. I'm going to use this 10 minutes to meditate. I'm going to use this 10 minutes to just stand out in the sun. I'm going to use this 10 minutes to
Mm-hmm.
sit here and do nothing. Like
Yes. But
you doing
intentionally
that.
do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, see, you need, this is why I'm glad you're on YouTube because I would have forced you to after this call because I was like, you need to be talking to some people. You are getting so many people that are like on fire right now and they're like, yes, that's so true. And so it's so amazing to see you start to share your story and your journey. And the truth is like, it's not like there's this chapter and it's over with. It's like
Yeah.
you're continuing with
Yeah.
this and you're continuing to level up. And it seems like every single way you're leveling up, you're tapping into some of those things, the foundation that you've created through BCB, right?
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
it's been awesome to see just all that you're doing. I'm looking forward to seeing you continue to grow on YouTube, putting yourself out there. You're crushing it in the gym. You're doing all these amazing things, Christal. So I
Well,
appreciate
can I
you
say
spending time
something
tonight.
really quick?
You absolutely
I just
can.
want to thank you because I get emotional, but I'm not gonna do it today because I'm a grown up.
I'm going to cry, so don't do this to me. I have like liner on like crazy.
Well,
So
I just want to thank you because when I was in like the in between phases of like, do I do this? Like, can I do this? Like, is this something I should be doing? You never ever pressured me. You never ever made me feel like, no, girl, this is the program you need. Like, you were always just like, it's up to you. Like, you deserve this, you that. Even throughout the process, you just kept me motivated and you kept me feeling like, okay, I can keep going. Like, I have this support. And the group of ladies, Mariah,
Lux, Lux.
like
Mm-hmm.
the community that you build with this program is just amazing. We all still follow each other. I'm
I
always
know.
still inspired by both of those ladies. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just an amazing program. So thank you for creating this space because it's needed. So thank you.
Christal, thank you. I really appreciate you saying that, and it's so true because it's not about pushing people before they're ready. And when I say jump, I don't say I'm going to shove you out the car door, but it's just about recognizing that most likely what we're holding back is ourselves, right? And I'm just so I'm trying not to cry too.
Don't.
I'm just so I'm trying so hard. I'm just so proud of how you've continued to just do that, show up in your life. And I know that you're inspiring other people just from listening to this, but I know that what you're doing is so inspiring. So don't ever stop. I know you won't. So I'm looking forward to checking in with you a year later. But we're checking in all the time, so I love it. But I'm looking forward to doing like a podcast or a YouTube episode later
Awesome.
and just where you're at. So we'll definitely touch base. But guys, make sure you go follow Christal. Christal, what is your YouTube? Is it just Christal Price?
It's just Christal Price, Christal Price.
Price. Yep. Awesome, guys. So make sure you go follow, subscribe.
Sure.
They're such a fun family. So make sure you follow them. Christal, thank you so much for being on tonight. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, girl.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks again for listening to Confidently Uncomfortable. I love being able to connect with you here, and honestly, don't want it to end. So head over to my Facebook group, Body Confident Blueprint, and be sure to follow me on Insta at J.Go Fit Life. Also, if you're ready to get real confidently uncomfortable, go leave this podcast a 5-star review and email me the review screenshot, support@jgofit360.com, for a chance to win a free 30-minute fitness audit and goal setting session. I appreciate your support. See you next time.